Customers are really looking for a connection to their farmer and knowing that they can trust the farmer who's raising it to produce it in a way that is ethical, to produce it in a way that is conservation focused. We're not just farming for our generation, we're farming to leave the land better for the future. Our farm, Fuller Acres Farm, has been in this valley for 4 generations. I feel like I grew up in a really special place. You know, when I look around and see the foothills of the Adirondack Mountains, we have a really beautiful place to call home. My dad was always a cow man, a dairy man, and we knew how hard it was to make a living, and just economically just was not viable. And so I kind of wrote off farming as not something that I could do for a living. And I came back to farming in a more roundabout way after college and after Tom got the experience of kind of seeing different types of agriculture through an ag school. And we kind of saw, oh, there are other ways to farm. And I was seeing this whole movement of young farmers who were, doing things differently. And it started to dawn on me that I could be one of those farmers too. The easiest place to start was the beef because we already had cattle. We sell both in the retail store by the cut, but we also sell by shares as well. So I am running that farm store. I'm interfacing with customers, doing our social media, working with the butcher to choose our cuts. It's crucial to have a diversified farm for us because we're trying to support multiple people. And because we plan to be here long term, we are willing to invest in things that take time to grow. That's a theme or a value of our farm, is repurposing and restoring and making things better than we found them. I really wanted to approach conservation with grazing kind of first and foremost because we always did pasture our cows with the dairy. They always went out on grass, but it wasn't managed. That pasture by the end of the season was pretty depleted.
So with animals, there's a lot of compaction, but also you get heavy equipment. Soil compaction is bad mostly because it restricts root growth and water movement through the soil. Rotational grazing helps with compaction because you are allowing a restful period for that grass to recover, which allows the cover to protect the land as a shield against rain and wind and heat.
We got in touch with our local NRCS and told them, hey, we're really interested in trying this thing called rotational grazing. How do we get set up for it? What do you recommend? And they came out to the farm and helped us kind of map out what the paddocks could look like, gave us a shopping list of some supplies that we could find. We're learning a lot. We're now in our 3rd year of doing that. And so I think that we are kind of in a good place of looking at the pasture and knowing when we need to move.
With my work, we've done economic case studies, and we are actually showing that adopting soil health practices are helping farmers actually save money. What Olivia's doing here, the small changes that she's already made have already seen a measurable improvement in her soil.
In a situation like this, where you have a family that's handing down farming operations to the next generation, we have programs that are specifically geared towards innovation. We have programs that are specifically geared towards new practices of regenerative farming and conservation that can really help this next generation of farmers have something that they feel like they can grab onto and feel passionate about.
Farmers are the backbone of a lot of rural communities, and they're the leaders in their communities. And farmers need support in being able to create a sustainable food supply in a way that they feel they can be comfortable with and successfully produce food for their communities.
I think that it's really important that our customers and our community can see what good stewardship looks like. We do not have it all figured out, but we are working our way down this path. We're walking this path, and we want to keep going. To us, this land and the resources available here for growing food are going to be here forever. And I think that's a really powerful thing.